On May the 8th, she said I owe her $175. Okay. That means February rent wasn't paid, but it was, and I had $96 credit. Okay. I got the rent receipt from her assistant manager saying this. Okay. With every rent receipt she gave me, she started in March. Okay, the second thing she did, she took and had the police come to my house at 2 o'clock in the morning for my service animal, which my service animal is on my lease and been on there since 2013. That's when Foreman and Lake owned the place. They bought it in June the 9th of 2017. Okay, then I had a case against them in July the 11th, 2017, but they used Foreman and Lake's name and not Herman and Kettle's name, or not Lake or Crossbridge's name. Okay, then she gave me July the 12th, 2018. She put me out because she said she had an anonymous caller tell her that I threatened her with bodily harm. Okay, then I asked her to talk to her. She wouldn't speak to me. Okay, so what I did, I came home and got statements from tenants. I went into her office and handed her the statements. She retracted it. Then she had to call IHA to retract it too. Then now, as we coming up now, this is I have a direct discrimination against her right now with housing authority. Okay, she treating me worse than she treat other tenant. I'm not protected by the same policy and procedures that other tenants over here is protected by. Because it took her one day somebody to call in, the next day to put me 7 days for to vacate my apartment. But I done told on her nothing happened to this lady. She don't get 7 days, and now she's asked for meetings. I couldn't even get a meeting with her. She refused to talk to me. And then when she said she had a video and recorded me, when I got the retraction letter, I said, can I see that video? Can that video and recording you having me? She said it's been deleted. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm dealing with some stuff here. So now, this one now from September the 17th and October the 1st, I put a complaint against a tenant. Nothing happens to her. So now I went for housing for direct discrimination and retaliation against me because I put all this. She's not gonna do nothing to them. So now I'm safe. I'm not protected like other tenants are here protected. So, but I put in this direct discrimination case against her. In 2017, I went to Housing and Civil Rights about Herman and Kettle. Okay, Herman and Kettle, which is Lake and Crossbridge Apartments, but Herman and Kettle is the incorporation. Okay, and so I put a civil rights and housing on them July the 11th, 2017. So I left that in their care. So since I have something now that's updated about direct discrimination, I found out that Herman and Kettle, they owned it June the 9th, 2017. Then why would you let it go on Farmington Lake when you know you was Herman and Kettle? Okay, so they waited 6 months, and after that, first thing they did, they sent the police to my house at 2 o'clock in the morning. So I'm on my service animal. But my service animal been on my lease since 2013 with a letter from my doctor on file. So then I wouldn't let the police officer in. So he slid underneath my door. And I'm like, my service animal. And so I called her at 2:05 in the morning, left a voicemail because I knew the office is closed. And I took in... called her and said, well, you know what? My service animal been on my lease since 2013, and then you have a doctor's notice on file from my service animal. She gave me a thumbs up at 9 o'clock in the morning. Okay, when she sent it out, I screenshot that. She don't text me from that no more. Anyway, then the next thing that happened in 2018, that was 2017. So all this stuff happening when the police came in my house, it was 2018. Okay. So then at the police, she found that I have a service animal. The next day, I called her and I said, she put a note on my door saying that I have somebody, you know that. It says bodily harm to another tenant. And I'm like, huh? I said, could I come in and speak with you? No, I won't be in the office, but I have a video and I have a video of you and a recording of you. I was like, huh? Can I hear and see the video? I won't be in the office. So what I did, I came home from Training Inc. because I trained with CSEP Goodwill because I'm 64 years old, so senior citizen. So anyway, I trained with them, and so I came home and I seen the notice. They said you have 7 days to vacate. 7 days to vacate. It said it's written on July the 11th, and then on the 12th you give me 7 days to vacate, but you haven't spoke with me. So what I did, since she refused, I took and got letters from tenants, and I went over there unannounced, and I saw her. I said, could you read these for me, please? I said, because you have the wrong person. So she looked at me. I handed her the statements from the tenants. Okay, she wrote me a retraction letter right there at that time. And the reason why I say it like that, because she tried to act like she mailed that she accidentally found out and mailed me a retraction letter. No, she didn't. I came into her office, which I have a video saying it too. I came into her office, handed her the tenants letters, the tenant's letters. Oh, I'm getting confused. I handed her the tenant's letters that said I wasn't involved. She right then wrote me a retraction letter, and then she told me, "Well, I'm gonna have to send IHA a retraction." I said, "Wait a minute, you wrote IHA and you didn't even speak to me? You wouldn't even talk to me, and you done wrote IHA. You done gave me 7 days to vacate." Okay, all right. So then she lied about all that though. She said she didn't, but as soon as I got the video of her boss in a meeting that we all had, and that was on there. He no longer works there. Okay, now let's bring it up. So after that happened, she started giving me violations on my service animal, and I'm like, and then she said she has a picture of my service animal. Can I see that? Then she went through the thing. Oh, well, it's not on my phone. It's on Miss Jay Posley's phone, the assistant manager. I said, well, call her in here. No. Then I had a meeting and I asked him, could I see the proof that she has? He said no. I said, well, take it out of my file. He says no. I'm like, okay. So now, after all that happened, now September the 17th, 2020, a tenant violated me, humiliated me, degraded me, and tried to spit on me. I called the police. Now, what I did, I sent a complaint to the property manager about it, right? Because since you got a policy, no harassment, no aggressive behavior, none of that. Okay, so I called in mine. She did nothing. She did nothing about it. Okay, she swept it on the rug. And then October the 1st, this time it was another tenant and myself that this woman then cussed out, degraded, and everything. So I sent her another. Like right here. Here are the emails that I sent her on both complaints. The first one is about September the 17th, the complaint. Okay? Because I filed a complaint. Somebody filed a complaint. She said anonymous on me and gave me 7 days to vacate. I sent her a complaint, not anonymous, my name and everything about the complaint. She did nothing. Then October the 1st, see, this one's October. This one, okay, this is October 17th. Let me see, one. This right here is October the. Let me see, one. Where's one at? Okay, this right here. I said this is October the 1st. I sent her a complaint about the same lady that lives in my building. Okay, she didn't want to. She tried to coerce me to come in without the other tenant, which she cussed out the same day at the same time because we were talking to each other in our hallway, not in the hallway, in our doorway, and she came down the steps cussing and everything. I mean, foul, talking about my disability and all that, my age and all that. Okay, then she cussed out the other tenant. Now the thing is against me. Okay. He filed a complaint. I filed a complaint. Michael Smith, the security guard, came shortly after. We didn't call. I don't know how he got there, but anyway, he came. So he was talking to her. So I waved to him and said, come in and talk to us. Because the last time on September the 17th, I called the police. I was so disrupted because she spit at me that I came in the house. I was so disrupted by it. I came in the house, sprayed myself with alcohol and everything, and then I went to go get a COVID-19 test. Okay, but now it's another tenant and myself with a complaint against her. Nothing happened. She don't get the serious of what she did. It did nothing happen to her. And I filed a direct discrimination because you do not treat nobody worse than you treat me. You gave me 7 days of vacate from July 11th to the 12th. I got 7 days of vacate. Her, you want a meeting. You want a meeting. Now you got 2 people now against this woman. Made a complaint against her with Michael Smith, the security guard too. Guess what? He came in and asked us our telephone number, our age, our what else he asked? Birth date and everything, right, for his report. I haven't received a report yet from him, okay? And then guess what? He's no longer here anymore either. Just like Miss J. Posley, who was assistant manager, after she found out she gave me the rent receipt, because she tried to say, I forgot May the 8th, she tried to say that I owe $175, and I know I didn't, because I paid my February's rent and I had $96 credit, and my rent covered that all the way till June. Okay, so but she's no longer here because the assistant manager gave me the real rent ledger, different from hers, and it said that rent was paid February. She had $96 credit. Okay, well, she's no longer here anymore either. Okay, so like I said, getting back to October the 1st, when I filed the complaint, okay, nothing happened to her. She want to call a meeting. I didn't get a meeting. I didn't get anything. She wouldn't even talk to me. But now, since another resident, she gets a meeting. And then what took so long, mine, when she did me, it was the next day. But now she didn't call the other tenant, Mr. William, until October the 16th, and made an appointment for him to October the 21st. But what she tried to do, she tried to have me come in for it can just be me and this other tenant upstairs for me in L144. I said, if you're going to do it, you're going to do all 3 of us, because all 3 of us is involved. We both made a complaint against this one tenant. And she kept trying to coerce me to come in, just me. So you know what? How I stopped it, I said, you know what? I'm not going to see you until you see the other tenant, until I get some legal advice. Okay, as soon as I said that, she wrote me, well, we're just going to continue as follow. Now you want to make a meeting with Mr. William, and now you want to have a meeting with him. Okay? After I said I'm going to get legal advice, then you stop trying to coerce me to come in. And then well, like I said, and then I said I wouldn't see her until she talked to him, until I get some legal advice. And so she talked to him. Finally, October the 16th, she called him. Okay, the meeting was October the 21st at 12:30. And once I found that out, and then I said, after the legal advice, and I said, okay, well, now I'm going to come in and talk to you. Because if we're 3 involved, why you just want to see me and her? Then she going to say, she has concerns. How you going to have concerns? And I got recordings of this woman cussing, terrorizing, and I done made complaints to you before, and you did nothing. But this time, I'm going to the Housing Authority, Indianapolis Housing Authority, and the Civil Rights, and I went to the Consumer Protection too, and I sent them all this information, because this, and the only reason why, in the retaliation, because I put civil rights case on you 3 times. Civil rights case on you 3 times. Okay, in 2017, 2018, and 2019. Okay, and this is my civil case rights numbers. I'm gonna put on there. That's retaliation. I'm not safe here. You don't protect me like you protect other tenants here. Because if you did, this lady would have been out of here. She wasn't out of here. And I have a meeting with her, and I'm talking about, we can't tell you what we have done to her because it's privileged information. Well, you don't have to tell me that. When I still see her upstairs with me, and you try to put me out. And I probably would have been out if I didn't knock on all these tenants' doors and get statements to bring to you. And that's the only reason why I'm still here today. And I proved, yes. And like I said, when the police came to my house, when the police came to my house, uh, July well, it's still the 12th because it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. She didn't realize that I had a work order that for March the 16th that y'all been in my house at 11:22, and it says on my work order, you know what it says? It says she has a dog. Is it okay to enter? No. So and I don't understand all this information I got, and then the civil rights Miss Sharp. She wanted me to mail everything to her. She has a Gmail account that I could send all this information to her. She refused that. She wanted me to send it to the mail so she could manipulate what is seen and what is not seen. And that's how I believe, and that's how I feel. So this is terrible. I done been to Washington D.C. civil rights because I'm not going to civil rights here. I'm gonna have the Washington D.C. and then they can send it to us so they'll know what's going on because I don't know if they're friends, related, or whatever. And I have went so that I told the civil rights, do not come my house ever again. You upset me so bad, forcing me to do a withdrawal. I didn't withdraw it in 2018. I'm not withdrawing in 2019. Win or lose, I'm not. I'm not gonna do that. And I got an email stating that too, and I could send everything to piss.com so they can verify everything I'm saying. I can send it to them in the mail. Everything I'm saying is just terrible, and I'm unsafe here, and I need to move. Everything you have done to try to get me to move because I done went to the civil rights on you since 2017, even though you use another apartment's name, and you and BBB said you were here in 2017, June the 9th. My complaint was July the 11th, 2017. So anything that you do, you can do whatever. I mean, as I always don't believe the consumer. We the one going through the problems here. You know what I'm saying? And it's just not right. It's just not right. And I think people should know that they can do that. They can change notices. They can make up their own rent ledgers. But see what they got her on that? I already had 2 rent ledgers that said how much I had. When her rent ledger, do not mention February's rent. It jumped to March. See, and I already knew it was dirty. You know what I'm saying? But everybody that I recorded and everything, they're not working here anymore. They're not working here anymore. They're gone. And what I made my mistake probably telling her and showing her because I thought she was an honest person, but she's not. Because everything I told her, she tried to make a lie to me. But I still have all my documents. And she knows it. And I have recordings. So, and I can send y'all the recordings and the documents so you can verify everything I say. You probably can put it up better than me. So, because I know you can't really see all this stuff. But this right here, this is the paper, all the name of all the IHA, their ICRC number on each one. And every paper that I'm getting ready to send them to the, let me see. Okay. Just show you what that say. That says, that's right. Because I told on them to the Consumers Report. Yeah, to FTC. I send them all this information too. Because I don't think it's right. And I don't think you should be doing a consumer like that. You are an apartment complex. And so just in case of somebody else have a problem, please, report this, if you're going through something. Because I went through Herman and Keller reviews, and don't you know he and the complaints that the tenants made, he made them look stupid. Yes, because you have a whole lot of lawyers and stuff. I can't afford a lawyer, at this time. And I had went to legal services trying to get one. I'm trying to hear back from them now because I do. Because I think I have conflicted emotional distress. This been happening since 2017, and I'm not giving up. If my rights are being violated, I'm gonna come. I'm gonna let people know. And I'm scared to go out the house. I'm scared because you know what? She got control over her security officers and whatever. Just like Mr. Mike Smith. He's not even here no more because I showed her that I got a video recording of him telling me that he's gonna get a copy of the complaint. I haven't got a copy of that complaint yet. Yeah, and I even asked her. She tried to act like, yeah, the property manager, Miss Blair. She tried to act like that. She don't even know who was on duty then. I just, it's so much. It's so much. And the thing I hate about IHA, they believe the manager. Instead of asking us what happened, first thing they're gonna do, they're gonna evict you. So that's why I fought so much for my Section 8. Because the first thing they do, I done been through it before with them. First thing they do, and I won the case, but the first thing they do is evict you. I was evicted for off my Section 8 for 6 months. Okay, but I wouldn't give up. I continued to fight, and I won, and I got my Section 8 back. And she knows that we're on Section 8, and she knows when she calls them, they're going to believe the property manager first before they even believe the tenant. So protect yourself and always, always fight for your rights. If y'all can get me a lawyer, help me get a lawyer, or help me find a place to move that will accept me, because I'm so scared right now. That's why I'm doing interviews, because you know what? She could blackball me. If I went to some place, the place you leave from, they contact that manager, right? I don't want her saying ill things about me. I'm a good tenant. I pay that's why I said, when she said I owe 175, I knew I didn't. I always pay my bills. Every last one of them, light bill, water bill. Well, we have a water bill now, but I always pay my bills, so I knew that was not right anyway. I just had to get proof, and I got proof from 2 different people. Her assistant manager, and I went over to Van Roy on College and got proof. That's why she changed it. Yeah, that's why she changed. You want to see the ugly rent letters that she gave me. She didn't put February on there. She said she didn't receive the money to May. I got 2 rent ledgers that said you received that money on the 5th of February. And Van Roy said they received that money. Farming Lake said they received my money February the 1st. So see, you have to keep all your documents and stuff, because you'll be done. You have to keep all your documents and make sure you ask for rent ledgers. I don't care where you at. Get your rent ledger every 3 months or whatever, and keep all your receipts, because that's the only way you're going to beat this. And even if it's a work order, keep that, because it got the date and time they've been in your house. Always keep out. When you say an apartment, just keep everything. Just get you a little file, put for work orders, for rent receipts, for rent ledgers, any conversation. Make sure that when you do, stop having these verbal conversations with these people. That's anybody. Do it by email so you can have some proof of what you're saying to each other. Stop the verbal stuff. You know what I'm saying? Email them, and email them back. I never talk to her anymore. And when I do, I always have my sister or I always have a witness with me. And majority of my stuff, I email her. Like right now, for this direct discrimination, everything has been through email from September the 17th to October the 1st. Yeah, and everything is in email. So it's all in writing. I'm never going to do that again. Everything's going to be in writing. It's really nothing, because I had really tried. Don't think I went to civil rights and housing authority first. I talked to them first. I talked to regional first. Even after I talked to regional, when I went over there to pay my rent, and I said they said, well, Miss Blair want to talk to you. I said, well, I ain't got number 5 minutes. What she want? I already knew what she wanted, because they done told her that I called regional. So then I said, well, my 5 minutes is up. I left out the building. She followed behind me to my car. I tried to get out the parking lot, but she called me and oh, you went to regional, huh? See, I just can't do it. No, because she's never going to treat me fair. She never. Now, all these cases, she should start treating me fair, right? Well, it didn't, because this lady had an argument with me. She's supposed to get out, because it's against policy and procedures. What she did, she threatened to hit me in my mouth and all this. She's supposed to be gone. She is still there. But when it happened to me, she gave me the next day, when she said anonymous caller called and said you threatened them bodily harm. Hell, July the 12th, that was July the 11th. That was on that she said she got the call, the anonymous call. July the 12th, I was out of here. Okay. I'm saying I'm not protected by the policy and procedures they have here. It's best for me to get on up out of here. It's just best because I'm not protected. Because if it was, now I done told you an email. She spit on me and she cussed me out. Aggressive behavior. She should have been gone. That was September 17th. Now she did the same thing to another tenant here, October the 1st. The email's in there. His whole name is in there. He made the complaint and everything. The lady is still here. So that means that your policies and procedures are only for me and not for the other tenants. So no, I got to go. I don't have no peace. I can't sleep. I don't even know what she's gonna try to pull on me next. I'm distorted. I don't know what she's trying to pull. And I'm thinking about this. It's going on my head every day. Okay, to make sure I have emails and make sure that that's why I'm still here. So evidently, because if she wanted me gone, if she was right, I've been gone. Right. This is 2021. I'm still here. You know why? Because I showed her so much evidence she can't mess with me. Now I don't know why I'm not winning with the housing authority, Indianapolis IHA, or I know civil rights because I believe that because every time 2018 there was still the same lady, same Miss Sharp, and then in 2019, why? And then I asked for somebody else. They told me they don't have enough people to give me, so I got to stick with her. So then I told her, you are not allowed to call me or anything. Anything you need to say to me, you need to go through email. She's not even supposed to be talking to me like that. So now, since I got this case going on, direct discrimination, I got this going on now. I went to Washington, D.C. to the civil rights. So they can have it, and then they can triple it down in Indianapolis. Is that what they're going to do? I don't know. They know I'm from Indianapolis. And then I showed her the email that I asked the civil rights lady, not to, investigator, not to call me no more. And I sent that to Washington, D.C. too. So, long as like you, long as people know it, because if something happened to me, the video is made. Okay, this video is made. Anything happened to me or whatever, what I'm saying? This video is made. So, my name is Leslie Johnson. I live at Crossbridge Apartments, and it's owned by Herman and Kettle Properties. Just in case something happened to me, because that's how scared I am.